When you ask a YouTuber where the majority of their money comes from, they will tell you either ad revenue, ad deals, Patreons, merch. They're lying to you. The main source of income for these YouTubers and streamers and online personalities is controversy. And today we're just gonna be ranking some of those. Well, mainly their responses to it. I happen to think that the apology video is kind of something that doesn't need to happen, typically. You can apologize in other ways and make up for your actions instead of sitting down in front of a camera. That's my personal opinion, but that's what these YouTubers are trained to do. Let's just get right into it. We have Atrioc. And Atrioc, the thing about Atrioc, man, first off, let's explain what Atrioc did. So Atrioc was on stream a few days ago and alt-tabbed and revealed that he subscribes to a paid subscription website. Basically, they deep fake streamers, woman streamers' faces onto porn. Disgusting, absolutely disgusting. I don't think I even need to explain why that is disgusting. And he did apologize for it. His video was basically him just sitting there crying in front of a camera with his wife behind him. I think that's kind of weird, just having your wife sit behind you and co-sign your weirdo actions. Another issue, and it's going to be an issue with a lot of these apology videos, is not waiting until you can collect yourself and deliver a formal apology, something a little bit more calm. Doing it just based off of an emotional reaction and doing it so quickly, that's definitely just got to hurt more than it helps. He said during his reaction that the reason that he subscribed to the website and went on the website was just because he had been reading up on AI recently and it was purely out of curiosity. But at the same time, he also said that he did it at 2 a.m. when his wife wasn't home. And I can only think of a couple of things that you do at 2 a.m. when your wife isn't home. Curiosity, maybe, but you were also probably beating your dick. If it was curiosity, I can kind of, just playing devil's advocate here, understand maybe looking at it. But why leave the tab open if it was curiosity? And more importantly, why are you doing it on your work setup, bro? I don't do anything other than exactly what I'm doing right now on this setup. And then I work from home for an actual job that makes money. I don't do anything on that setup that isn't work related. If it truly was out of curiosity that you looked at your coworkers being sexualized against their will, why'd you pay? Because there's a paywall on that website. There was. The website was taken down, which is good. I'm just going to go ahead and place it in the D tier. I don't think it's the worst, right? I don't think it's the worst in the world. I do think that having your wife sit behind you and co-sign what you did is a sick play. But we'll come back to it maybe if, some other things might be worse and it needs to be bumped up. Let's go on to EDP. This is a tough subject. I'm going to keep this one brief. If you don't know what EDP got in trouble for, he was caught basically kind of like in that Chris Hansen style. He was caught meeting up with minors. There's multiple different accusations. This isn't the first time. And in his video, he pretty much just denies all of it, which is crazy because he was caught in 4K. I really think that for a video of this magnitude that he's responding to a situation like this, you gotta talk to a lawyer. But again, this is YouTubers. This is what we're trained to do. Too many jokes for a video like this. If you really want people not to believe you, you can't sit there and make a bunch of jokes about it.
If you honestly believe that I'm a motherfucking pedophile, you're fucking snorting a motherfucking line of coke off a bad bitch's motherfucking ass crack.
And again, he denies it consistently throughout the video, says that he thinks it's disgusting and sick, but he was caught multiple times. There's that one clip where he said he was just going to go get a cupcake or something.
What brings you out here today?
Well, I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake.
It's hilarious, but god damn it, man. One point that he makes in the video that I want to just acknowledge real quick before I rank it, he says that he isn't a pedophile or anything. He just has a fucked up sense of humor. And I don't think sexualizing minors is a fucked up sense of humor. I think it's just a chemical imbalance. So to rank EDP's apology, I'm pretty sure you can take a guess. That's F tier. He took zero accountability. I am actually going to raise Atrioc immediately because you know what? He did take accountability. So that puts him at least in the C tier. That's pretty much it for EDP. I really don't want to talk about that anymore. I just wanted to get the two most controversial out of the way because, you got to have a hook, right? Let's talk about PewDiePie. He was on stream playing PUBG on the infamous bridge, and he said the N-word, not with the A, He said the hard R. I'm only here to talk about his apology. My opinion on the controversy does not matter. His video is only 2 minutes long. A lot of these apology videos that I'm going to be talking about in this video are 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and I did the liberty of watching all of them so you guys don't have to. But PewDiePie's video is like 1 minute and 45 seconds, straight to the point. There's no ads on the video, which is another big deal. If you're monetizing your apology videos, you're a piece of shit. There's no fake crying. That's a thing that I think people do. We'll get to that later. He didn't necessarily acknowledge why the use of the word is harmful, but he did take accountability for the fact that he said it, and he thought he was just trying to say the most offensive thing he could. But again, he did say it, and he said that it slipped out. And if it slipped out, that means that it's used regularly, or at least you use it at some point in your life and time. That's a tough one to come back from. That's a tough one to apologize for. Let's go ahead and rank Mr. PewDiePie. Let's put him in the B tier. Reason I want to put him in the B tier is because the video is short. That's a big deal to me because I had to watch all of these. So he took accountability and he made it quick and he didn't monetize the video. This one is my favorite. I enjoyed watching every second of this one. Logan Paul apologizing for the Suicide Forest video. If you guys aren't aware, in 2017, Logan Paul went to the infamous Suicide Forest in Japan. If you don't know what the Suicide Forest is, you can go ahead and look it up. But basically, people in Japan go there to kill themselves. It's kind of self-explanatory. So he went there with his friends. You got to know what the intention is of going there. You're going to find something, assuming you go off trail. And if I'm not mistaken, they did. He comes up on a dead body. Him and his friends record to it. Their reactions to it are a little bit insensitive. There's a big meme that came from it. And he, of course, had to apologize for that as well. Something I hated about this one, and I hate about any apology video, and if you're going to make an apology video, please don't start it off this way. He started it off by adjusting the camera. That's a huge cliche for apology videos. I don't know if it makes you think that you look sincere, but you do not. Please, please, don't adjust the camera. And if you do adjust the camera, cut it out. Start the video normally. He also, during his video, goes long periods of times without blinking. It makes me a little bit uncomfortable. It kind of looks like one of those scenes in a movie where like a political figure is being held captive and forced to say something. He just looks so uncomfortable. And I know it's forced. The look on his face, everything, is just so like, I don't know. It's just not natural. No one looks that way. Guys, I fucked up. I shouldn't have made this video. That hurt my eyes, just those fucking 3 seconds, dude. So to rank Mr. Logan, he does take accountability for his actions. And his video is also under 2 minutes or around 2 minutes. So I think for that specific reason, we can go ahead and put him in the C tier with Atrioc because their faces looked similar to each other. And I know Atrioc actually is probably dealing with a lot of guilt, and Logan probably too. It just doesn't seem genuine. Moving on. We're going to go on to Shane Dawson. If you don't know what Shane Dawson did, he's just a very controversial character. He spent a lot of time on early YouTube making offensive jokes, which for the time period were accepted, but they came back later to bite him in the ass like most of these YouTubers dealt with. Some specific things that he apologized for in his like 25-minute video was doing blackface in the past, offensive comments that he made on a podcast about sexualizing minors or fucking his cat, and just pretty much a whole career of being controversial. He pretty much says in his video that he's made every apology video he's ever made in the past out of fear because he feels like the world hates him and he's getting a lot of backlash. At the same time, though, he's completely making this video out of fear and because he's getting a lot of backlash. That's what every apology video is at its core, is someone is afraid that they're going to lose their career, so they turn on the camera and scramble to apologize for everything and take accountability, hoping that they'll be forgiven by the fans or it'll just be brushed under the rug and it'll be forgotten about. He claims that he was inspired by Jenna Marbles' video, which we will get into, but Jenna didn't sexualize minors or animals. To be inspired also to make an apology video is a whole different problem. I don't think that's something that should really inspire you. Throughout the video, he says that he deserves to lose everything, and I feel like saying yourself that you deserve to lose everything for what you've done comes off more as a grab for sympathy rather than you understanding the magnitude of the situation. That being said, though, throughout his entire video, I thought the apology was pretty genuine and covered as much ground as he could. He pretty much brought up any and every controversy or thing that he could be criticized for, and apologized for it, and took accountability, which is very important. I do want to knock off some points because it was a long video, but he also had a lot of things to apologize for. So for that, I'm going to put Mr. Shane Dawson in the B tier with PewDiePie. And transition, Jenna Marbles. Jenna Marbles is apologizing just like Shane for her older content, though this one hurts. Jenna made a lot of jokes in the past. She specifically apologized for putting on a really bad spray tan and putting on a pink wig and playing a Nicki Minaj character, which you guys can make the decision on if that's offensive or not. It's not my place to decide that. She also said in a video, in like a rap song, "Ching Wong, Wing Wong, let me see your King Kong Ding Dong." Let's keep in mind here, these are videos that were uploaded in about 2010 or 2011. So this is a completely different era of YouTube and just a completely different era of what was accepted to be said comedically. She was bullied into apologizing for these videos during a time in the pandemic when no one had anything better to do than to try and go after YouTubers, celebrities, influencers for their past mistakes and their younger selves, basically, their younger personalities. I feel like her apology didn't need to be made. Online humor, like I said, was completely different 10 to 15 years ago. And if you go back and look around as to what was popular back then, yes, so there was a lot of unproblematic comedic value on YouTube, but there was also a lot of extremely offensive things on there that were flying as your everyday content. I mean, if you just look at King Batch, Smosh made some offensive jokes in their day. Jenna Marbles, I guess you can throw her in there. It's just a bunch of different people, PewDiePie even. We should all be apologizing because everybody has said something offensive when they were younger. And you can tell watching her older videos, she never meant any harm. And it sucks that this happened because now she doesn't even upload anymore. She showed every clip that was in question. And in my opinion, the things that were in question could be regarded as offensive, yes. But you also have to acknowledge the climate in which they were released into. We're gonna put Jenna in the S tier. I love Jenna, man. Come back, please. If anything to take from this video, Jenna Marbles should just come back to YouTube, dude. I grew up watching Niga Higa, Smosh, Ray William Johnson, Jenna Marbles, Sky Does Minecraft. Yeah, let's stop. Here's a fun one. Tana Mongeau. So I'm not going to talk about this too much because iDubbbz already kind of picked apart this apology. So I'm just going to make some notes that I thought about this apology after watching it years later. And then we're just going to rank it and go on to the next one. This is maybe the most picked apart and reviewed apology video out of any of these. She's pretty much just apologizing for a situation with iDubbbz in which he baited her into making a hyperbolized storytime video about something that he did where he said the N-word. And then she's also apologizing for herself using the N-word in a couple of different older videos. She has ads and mid-rolls throughout the video, and it's another long one. It's like 25, 30 minutes long. And yeah, she made money off of it. So she's a piece of shit. And PewDiePie apologized for saying the N-word, took accountability, and I felt it was decent enough, at least decent enough to keep him as the #1 YouTuber for as many years as it did. It took him 2 minutes. She goes on about it for 8 minutes, just kind of repeating herself over and over again. And again, I don't want to say too much about this one because iDubbbz already broke this down. So if you want to go ahead and learn more about this controversy, you can go watch iDubbbz video. It's pretty funny. Well, let's rank this one. I'm going to go ahead and put this one in the F tier. Reason being, she put ads on the fucking video. How do you put ads on the video? And not only that, she just talked over herself and reiterated the same points over and over again to a point where I felt like I had to skip through the video. The Fine Bros. I don't know if people even remember this one. I hesitated to include it because it's from like 8 years ago, but they did make an apology video. So basically what they did is they tried to copyright and trademark the reaction video format. So if I'm not mistaken, they also copyright claimed some creators' videos and demonetized them, which is fucked up. You didn't create anything, honestly. You created a format in which requires you not to be creative. Their response to it was pretty much just the definition of backpedaling. They just said like, oh, no, we didn't mean that we created the React format. That's not what we meant. We were just saying that people were stealing our exact videos, which no one was doing that. No one was having a bunch of children sit down and react to some shit. And that's weird too, but you know, Disney exists, so what can you do? Honestly, man, I'm just kind of glad they fell off. Let's go ahead and rank these fuckers. I'm gonna put these guys into the F tier. They just completely backpedaled. And you know what? Because of that, Tana's going in the D tier. Reason being is because she didn't backpedal. She at least admitted to the things that she did and acknowledged that they were wrong. The F tier is strictly reserved for people who don't admit to their fuck ups. And that brings us to our final entry, an honorary YouTuber, not necessarily a YouTuber because he has, you know, a career. You may have heard of him. His name's Will Smith. He's being grandfathered in. If you're not familiar, you live under a rock. Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. Chris Rock made a joke about Jada Pinkett, her bald head. And Will Smith didn't like that. Went up there and slapped him. He did also make an apology video for this. He waited 3 months after the incident until he uploaded this video. I know I said that you should wait for your apology videos, but that's a little too long. Also, he said that in the video that he reached out to Chris and Chris didn't want to talk. So why make the video? Chris doesn't want to hear you, doesn't want to hear about this shit. Leave him alone. He didn't really need to apologize to the fans. He needed to apologize to Chris and Chris's family. And I guess that's what he does in the videos. He apologizes directly to them, but why upload it? You know, you could have just sent it to his estate. Maybe they could watch it and you could be like, let's meet up in person. But he just couldn't wait, could he? It's always about PR with these people. One of the more interesting things that I thought while watching it is I'm looking at one of the greatest actors of all time. So how do I know he's being for real? How do I know he's being genuine? It's hard to tell. And I'm sure he's being genuine. I'm sure he feels bad for slapping Chris Rock. But again, he was an I Am Legend. He could make me believe anything. And lastly, I just want to note that he didn't address that he initially laughed at the joke. I wish he would have acknowledged that because that's been one of the biggest things that people were criticizing him for. And maybe he did acknowledge that elsewhere. Just to put Will Smith's apology in there, I'm going to go ahead and put his in the D tier. Should have been something you handled privately and personally. And he didn't bring up one of the most important critiques that people are talking about. That's my list. Nothing ended up in the A tier. Interesting. Jenna Marbles got my S tier, the only S tier. Jenna, please come back. But thank you for watching. If you guys enjoyed, or even if you didn't, please leave a like on the video and comment what I should do next. I'm down to do more tier list videos if you like this. If y'all want my opinion on it, leave a comment. If you guys don't know, also as well, my podcast with my friend Chaz is out now. This is going to be a new thing that we do every week. Every Monday is the plan. Hopefully every Monday will be a new episode at 10 a.m. So go subscribe to that if you're not already. Go watch it, like it, whatever. And thank you for watching. Adios.
Tell me what you're looking for. All the ones I release is dead.